the infrastructure that a lot of on-prem that was put into place a decade ago is still in place, and it's just, it's just on a matter of a point of failure, right? And so there are, how many times do you come across institutions that are in that decision point of like, hey, we either have to re-up the capital investment in what we've been doing, and are you involved in those kind of conversations when you come with your offering to help them?
Usually not. So, so the truth is, I've been doing this for like 40 years, right? I founded a company called VBrick, 1997, and built my career and built that company on the basis of doing IP multicast, right? Because we had shared media, 10 megabit Ethernet hubs is what we were fighting against, right? And Cabletron wiring systems. And if you were going to have anything other than a postage size stamp, video from real networks, remember that, right? You could kind of get it on a dial-up. Oh, look at that, so cool. If you're going to do anything other than that, you needed like 5 megabits, right? That was sort of MPEG-2, MPEG-1 streaming. You needed big stuff. Okay, if you look at it today, everybody has at least 100 meg. Almost everybody has gig in the backbone, right? And the need for that multicast scale is no longer there. You can do the same things with unicast that you used to require multicast. So the level of complexity is much lower. And what we see is the infrastructure to do these sort of things, as long as it's not exotic, is there. And we support ABR and all the bandwidth mitigation things. But when I say the right tool for the job, let me give you just 2 very, very quick examples. So if you look at the entire state of Rhode Island, our neighbor here, and I'm from Connecticut, so my neighbor in Connecticut, we do all of the live video and video on demand distribution for the entire state, for the legislature. They do hundreds of meetings, the House of Representatives and the Senate and the committee meetings, and they're all streamed live and all recorded, and that's all done on the cloud. And it's on the cloud because, depending upon how many viewers there are, it needs to be scalable. So it's not a server in the sky, it's truly a scalable infrastructure, right? Which is what I would say means cloud. Compare that to a school district in Texas. Texas is really big, if you haven't heard. It's really, really big. And one of the school districts in Texas is as big as Rhode Island, the entire state, physically. I mean, it's just a huge place. And that district has about 92, 93 schools in that district. And they put in premise-based system on their premise, and they do the same kind of thing that we do in the cloud, but they do it privately, and they do it for the reasons I just described, right? For security, for privacy, and because there's momentum in a lot of the cultures to do premise-based things because they're either afraid of the cloud or it's just momentum. Hey, I got this iron here. Why don't we just reuse it, right? And they can stick it on their premise. So it's not always a practical reason. Sometimes there's cultural reasons.
The way it's always been.